First up today, though, sport and politics, in my view, are never a good mix. And when that involves the biggest spectator sport in Australia, the AFL, and the voice referendum to be held later this year, I tell you what, I get very nervous. The AFL is already the most woke sporting code in the nation. It pushes all sorts of social agendas with dedicated rounds of football devoted to gay pride, Indigenous round and hosting its little-watched and money-draining AFLW competition. But even I was shocked last week when it was revealed that all 18 AFL clubs had been sent a memo about the voice referendum. It was sent by an AFL executive by the name of Tanya Hosh. Her title perhaps should have given away the direction that this code is headed. She is the General Manager of Inclusion and Social Policy. I'm not sure why a football marketing body requires such a person, but there you go. But it was the tone of the memo that surprised and, frankly, shocked me. Miss Hosh, and this is a direct quote, said in that memo, "We invite and encourage you, the clubs, to advise us if your club will be taking a position to support the Yes campaign." The word yes in the memo was in capital letters. So a senior executive has given AFL clubs until May 8, so a week away, to reveal before the Indigenous round of the AFL if they will be ticking yes on a voice question that's still being debated for a referendum without a date that is dividing Australia like no other referendum ever has. Not only that, the memo, disgracefully in my view, doesn't pose a question about whether the club might be backing yes or no, or not taking a position at all. It's urging a yes position to be taken. It will be fascinating to see if any of the clubs decline to reveal any position at all, and why should they? Now, I'm a member of an AFL club. That club's got 100,000 financial members who pay a lot of money each year. I contribute 3 of those 100,000 memberships. Now, is my club going to run a poll of its own financial members, and by the way, its sponsors, at great expense, to see if a majority of us want the club to push the yes case on the voice? I bet you they won't. And just because the AFL has largely done a good job with its relatively large cohort of Indigenous footballers, unless you look at Hawthorn, why are they presuming those players, all the players that support the Yes campaign? I also find it fascinating that this pro-Yes memo was leaked during the week that the Albanese government announced a $250 million taxpayer-funded handout to Tasmania to help build a football stadium in the heart of Hobart. You have to wonder, don't you, if the two things might be linked. Somehow, you want the stadium money? Well, then you make sure your clubs and you, the AFL, get behind the Yes campaign, and we, the Albanese government, are running hard with that. The AFL likely would have pushed the Yes case anyway, but why wouldn't you do the government's bidding to get your hands on that sort of handout in what's tipped to be a horror budget next Tuesday? Sport and politics are never good bedfellows.